things people talk about insanity, success, all of the elements.
Hello everybody, Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. I know that there's so much to cover, and I've kind of been sitting back just looking at a lot. There's so much going on in so many different areas of the United States and around the globe, and I want to really start tackling this from a perspective of solution creation, problem solving, to point out anything, and this has always been my stance. If you followed me for the last 10 to 11 years, you know that it's always been my stance to present the problem along with a solution, to talk about the enigma, but provide some form of equation that leads to a solution. And there's so much going on now. An upcoming election, the pandemic or not, the push for justice and justice reform, and so many other things that we can get caught up in the emotion of it all. We can get caught up in the banter and the talk of it all. I want to challenge you to not allow your emotions to lead in this thing. I want to challenge you to be well read, to be well studied, to be well researched about the topics that impact you. I think that's something that we have struggled at mightily in the past, is understanding how things work. Not simply knowing that we're being affected or how we're being affected, but understand the mechanisms and machinations that are behind our dilemmas. How are we being impacted? What strategies are being implemented against us? What strategic moves can we make? It is immensely important that we understand this. It's immensely important that we have more than just a complaint that we're working with. We cannot operate from emotions. We're going to have to understand that it's going to take strategic action, specific and precise knowledge of the problem, and then the wherewithal and the consistency and effort and energy to engage these problematic areas from a strategic position to change them. It's going to require energy, effort. It's probably going to require some bloodshed. It's probably going to require us to make some uncomfortable and challenging decisions. You don't make ground without risk, and we are going to have to understand that. You cannot trust the system that is oppressing you to produce the problems that alleviate the pressure. That's not how it works. And so we're going to have to be willing to do that. We're going to have to be willing to understand that police forces as they exist cannot produce the type of environment that we're demanding. We're going to have to understand that the way that the financial institutions and systems are set up in this particular capitalist society are not conducive to us producing and living the life that we say we want to live. So we are going to have strategies and mechanisms in place that open up doors and create pathways that don't currently exist. We are not going to operate in a system that's designed to capitalize on us and to oppress us and benefit from that oppression. We're never going to get to a point where that turns around and we are now the winners in that system. We're going to have to be willing to look at things from a perspective of seeing it outside of the box and producing mechanisms that operate independently of the current system in order to have what we say we want. You can't operate in their system and win. Now, you can navigate and learn how to leverage their system against them to your benefit, but you're going to have to, at the same time, simultaneously, be building your own. I don't want us to get caught up in the emotion. We've trailed and chased emotions and we've been driven by emotions long enough. It's time for us now to think clearly. It's time for us now to have a new perspective. It's time for us now to take precise action. That's my challenge to you. And also, don't forget, we're still raising funds for the 15-city tour that we're going on to implement Black Men Lead and Restoring Ghetto's Forgotten Daughters. In these cities, we're going to spend 7 to 10 days in each of these cities. I'm going to list them in the description box when I get back in the office. We're going in and we're going to go into these cities, spend 7 to 10 days working with people in the community to help them implement these programs and then create the connectivity between them and our headquarters, along with the other programs that we're going to help implement across the country, so that we have a national network that deals with the socialization of Black males, the health and healing and restoration of Black females and the Black family nucleus, as well as providing mental health resources and intervention for those who are suffering and struggling with mental health issues. Those are the things we're doing, and we're raising funds. So go to that description box, click it. Also, if you're looking for resources, reach out. If you're looking to be a resource, reach out. We need you. On that note, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day.
Hello everybody, Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in with a little special announcement. For those who have followed me for any stretch of time, you know, outside of the businesses that I run, like Myriad Business Solutions, the Visionetics Institute, Odyssey Media Group, I also do a great deal of work inside of the inner city communities in Houston, Dallas, and other areas. I'm asking now, as we push a fundraiser, that you support what the Odyssey Project is doing in the inner cities, especially with programs like Black Men Lead, which is a rite of passage initiative, and Restoring Ghetto's Forgotten Daughters, which is a program focused on helping young girls, but boys as well, suffering from childhood sexual abuse, rape, molestation, domestic abuse, absentee fatherhood, and so many other things. The information will be in the box. Thank you.
From a conceptual perspective, things people talk about it as success. All of the elements